They have a lot of opportunities for you, but, a lot of speaking opportunities, and, everything's not free, but they do offer you things without expecting anything in return.
Right,
and I think, sisters need to support sisters, because,
there's
times when you don't have any money.
That's right.
And I think if you're very honest with people, I remember they were talking about coach hurt the other day, and I remember an experience that I had with a coach.
Oh, wow.
I at that time things were bad. I had been through some stuff and things were bad.
Right.
And it got to a point where I lost my job. I couldn't pay the $80 a month coaching fee. And she went in on me and was like, "Oh, I'm not doing nothing for free." And I'm like, "I'm not expecting you to. I'm telling you that I can't pay you anymore. So I won't be able to come to classes." Instead of saying, "You know what? Let me know when you're ready to start up again," But after that conversation, I don't want to start up with you again.
That's a good point.
So what do you think about that?
I totally agree. Everything you said makes perfect sense. And I'm thinking, in this day that we live in, there are so many issues that need to be addressed all around our communities, all around this country. And I just believe if people would pull their talents together, we could address these things, especially in the communities of color. We are still lagging so far behind. We still have so many issues going on that I just believe even like you said with the coaching, if we have people to come into some of these communities and offer a couple of sessions, it could be enough to get somebody jump started and say, "I'm interested in going further with this."
Absolutely.
Because and I just think that's what we're going to have to do. You alluded a few minutes ago, you were talking about, losing the social safety net. And when it's completely shredded, as it's starting to already, people are going to be without hope. People are going to, they're not just going to know what to do.
Right.
And it's going to take people who have the ability, who have the ability to counsel, to talk to people. It's going to take those people to help somebody else to be able to see what they need to do to get themselves back on track. And so what you said was absolutely nothing but gospel. It's the truth. But I just believe that we need to do more as we go through these days, because we have not began to see what's coming down the pipe.
No, we haven't. We haven't.
How some people won't get through it. No,
we have not. And like you said, some people have been so conditioned to everything going la 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 la, and and then all of a sudden, things change. Things change,
That's
and
right.
I know you yourself. I've gone to you for advice for books and stuff, and you're always available, and I'm grateful and appreciative for that, because everybody don't want to help you.
Right, right.
Everybody don't. Oh, you wrote a book for him. No, I ain't got time for you. No, I don't want to be that way either.
I never understood that, because there is plenty for everybody. And I don't have to hate on you and what you're doing or try to keep you from, because I'm envious that you're taking my shine, because our blessings don't come from each other. Our blessings come from God. So if I am doing something that helps you, I don't have to depend on you to, or expect you to do anything for me in return because of that. Because I'm going to get blessed from God. Because, he's going to make that happen for me, because I'm being unselfish and sharing what I know or reaching out to other people. And I just never understood that, where I can't stand to see somebody else get ahead because they may go further than me. Well, if they do, then it's because God intended it that way. I just wholeheartedly believe that.
Right. Well, this whole thing of, I saw a thing come across Facebook today, And it said, if you have an idea and you waver because someone else has the idea, it said go in the grocery store and look at all the different loaves of bread.
That's right. I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, because like I said, I'm doing a 30-day challenge book, little notebook and little session and stuff like that. And in my Speak Life free group, and I was like, oh, I see them all around, so I kept kind of getting a little wavering, like, am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? And
right.
And after I saw that, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do it,
That's
because,
right.
and it's so funny because what happened, Denise, is guess what? I talked about it on my last podcast, and I got a message in my inbox from somebody. And they said, oh, I'm waiting for your I'm waiting. I want to take the challenge. And I was like, see, now I got to do it.
There you go. That's how it works.
Now I got to show up. Now, one person, and you have to show up and do it. So,
you do.
And I admire all that you do because, you're always, pushing these books out and, getting them out. And, in your anthology, you had 50 women. Wow.
That's right.
That was awesome. That is awesome. And then you had people, from all different walks of life. You had some some with celebrity status.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
What was that like for you, the interviewing process, all of that?
It was really fascinating because I basically asked everybody the same questions, but they responded in their own individual ways. But that was amazing. Like when I interviewed Jerry Lynch, for instance, she's the mother of Ted Lynch from The Love Boat, the show The Love Boat,
right?
The black guy who played Isaac, and and for her. We had a full conversation the day before we did the interview, and we were on the phone over 2 hours. It's just like we've been knowing each other all of our lives, and this is somebody like I could sit at her feet, and just listen to her stories and the things that she taught me in such a short time. And also the former ambassador to Mozambique, who was appointed by Nelson Mandela, Thandi Lajabi Branco of South Africa. She's become like a mother to me. She was exiled for 33 years from South Africa because she stood up against apartheid over there.
Wow.
And she taught me so much during that process of bringing that book together about standing up for what you believe in, even knowing that there may be consequences, but it's important to stand on something that you
right, regardless.
So that was just amazing to talk to those women. And then, then I had like just women who haven't accomplished a lot, but they're moving in the direction of the things that they want to do. And I wanted to have their voices amplified as well. And so, it was so much fun, and I learned so much from all 50 women. Everybody taught me something that I could use to make myself a better person. And as I said at the outset of this conversation, I did not charge anybody. I did not tell them they had to buy any books. I didn't tell them they had to sell any books because and for me, it wasn't even about making money off that project, because I really didn't make very much money off that project. But it was about setting up a platform to let people know that no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're struggling with, that if you just stay the course and keep moving in the direction of your dreams and goals, you'll get there. And so that was ultimately what I wanted, and to show that women have a place in this world, and that the women are rising up saying, listen, we can come together and start making things better for our children and our grandchildren and subsequent generations. So it was fascinating. And I did the same thing, same type of anthology with 50 children.
Right. Oh, wow.
the book that was called Cubs Rising.
And yes. You did.
There were 50 elementary school children. These kids ranged from age 5 to, I think my oldest was 11. And the fascinating thing about that was that, same thing, I asked these kids all the same 7 questions, but the one thing that stands out to me was I asked the question, if you could be president today, what would be the first thing that you would do as president? And I remember a little Hispanic girl, and I had to turn away and so she didn't see the tears in my eyes. And when I interviewed her and I said, Betsy, what would be the first thing you would do if you were president? And she said, I would write a law that says that people cannot make fun of Mexican people because we're people too.
Wow.
And we have feelings. And she was talking about because so many of the children at school would, call them names and tell them they're going to be deported and,
how awful.
Feel as though they were less than human. And she said, I would write a law that people can't do that because we have feelings too. And we hurt and we have pains just like everybody else. So this is what I learned from these young children. I even asked them how they would address poverty, hunger. And one little girl said, I would give everybody in the city a box. Everybody that don't have food, I would give them a box they would put outside on their porches at night, and then there would be people that would come and fill their boxes every night to make sure the next day that they have food. And another little girl told me, she said, I would turn the playground, instead of us having a playground, the playground will become a huge garden so that anybody that's hungry can come and, get fruits and vegetables anytime they need it. So this is what I learned
out of the
from
mouth of children. Wow.
Out of the mouth of babies.
Wow.
And it was amazing because you talk to a 5-year-old and you would expect a 5-year-old answer. These children, they thought through those questions that I asked them. Mm-hmm. They thought I could see their little minds turning. And some of the answers they gave me were so mature coming from small children. But that was probably the most fun project I ever did.
Wow.
And some of the children have gone on to say, I want to become a writer one day. I want to go into the news business where I get to ask people questions. They were just so fascinated by how I carried that out. So I was very blessed with that particular anthology as well. And that was 50 children, just like I had the 50 women in Area
That's
Rising.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. That is awesome. And you have some Christian fiction books out also.
I wrote these little flash fiction books where the stories, some of them were probably only about 250 words, but they were very short, but they had powerful messaging behind them. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking of the person who may be traveling, and just wants something, to fill up the time or quick read, or something like that. And so I did write quite a few flash fiction, Christian fictions. Mm-hmm. But let me change that. The Christian fiction book was actually a sequel to, Couture Song. Couture Song was my first project of Christian fiction, and it went over so well that I'm actually writing the screenplay now.
Oh wow!
To have that particular story put into a screenplay.
Oh wow!
There's someone that does productions that is interested in seeing it once I finish.
Wow!
So that prayerfully that God will open a door for it to become an actual movie. And that was Christian fiction, but it's such reality in that project, even though it's fiction. It's the stuff that I got strictly from the Bible, and all I did was put it in a story setting. And that book went over so well with young people, with kids, with older people. Everybody just said, oh my God, I can just see things playing out the way you wrote it in that book. And then I wrote a sequel to that called The Messenger. I just enjoy using what God has given me, because it's like he puts things in my head, and it's like a movie. He shows me what the end result he wants to come out of this project. I always say, God, I'm going to start this project, but what is the end game here? What is the messaging that's going to come from this project? And, and then he would just lay it on me, and I want this project to empower women. I want this one to empower children. I want the Christians to have faith, in how the end times will unfold. You don't have to be afraid